Hello and welcome back to TFS Plays Pokemon Leaf Green Nuzlocke. I am Lanisaur.
I am...
Come on, you got this.
Chironix.
There you go.
I'm Grant, the second gym leader in Pokemon X and Y.
So we held a vote, 2 votes actually, and for the most part, everybody said that
Keep the grinding in.
keep the grinding in. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna keep in
By jumping straight to the gym!
all of our.
Well, we already kept
non-censored.
the grinding in from the last couple
Yeah.
episodes, so
Yeah.
it's whatever.
So
Did we want to
What
get,
levels are we?
Yeah,
like,
did we want to get Caterpie to a certain level?
Yes,
I can't remember.
because Caterpie.
Yeah, we want to get him like at least one of the spore.
and we want to get
things.
Scat
Yeah.
Attack Hyper Fang.
That's right. So hang on. So he needs to be 16, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I want him to level up.
Scat Attack needs to be what?
Look, check him a Pokedex.
Well,
Okay.
regardless, he needs to level
Yeah,
up,
he's
so
got-
let's
he's
just
got-
get going
okay,
and moving.
He's got to level up. And I think Viridian Forest we determined is best.
I think so, because...
Yeah.
Actually, no, I think we determined that up there was actually
Well,
slightly better.
No, I had thought it was because I thought first form bugs gave less than they did up there, but when we did it directly compared, it was like 30 something for a Caterpie and then like 20 something for a Rattata.
Alright, well, whatever.
Okay.
Very slight, but every little bit counts. Go get him, Scat.
Take him down.
Whip up some scat.
Give him the drizzles.
Delicious.
I always thought String Shot looked very gross.
Questionable.
looked pretty gross to me.
Oh no. 13 is Hyper Fang,
Oh, 13? Okay, we'll get there. Eventually.
according to my Pokedex.
Your pocket Dexter?
Yeah,
What does Dex stand for?
dictionary.
They couldn't say Poke Dicks.
Yeah, exactly. Couldn't be the Pokédick. So it's the Pokédex.
Oh, fine. Poke Dex. Whatever.
I believe Quick Attack is stronger than Tackle.
Yeah, I think we looked that up
Yeah,
last time.
we established that. I
Yes,
guess
yes.
Tackle's like the bottom tier shit, I guess.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I was incorrect because it wasn't until I think Black and White or X and Y or something that the divide got set up where Tackle was stronger.
Yeah.
It would make sense for Tackle to be stronger since Quick Attack has like the
Gets to go
speed
first.
advantage.
Yeah, you'd think like with that added thing, but it's like, nah, this is just a better move in every way.
What also apparently everyone was yelling at us that poison is not super effective against bug. That was the original red, blue, yellow, not
Oh, okay.
Because
alright.
they changed that in Gen 3, and so that carried over to this.
God,
See,
so many
so-
people know these little tiny obscure
And
rules
see,
to everything.
I thought I was the one who would know all these obscure rules, but the thing is, I've been playing since the beginning, so when rules change,
It's just naturally
really hard for
Yeah.
me
You
to...
just naturally upgrade your little
Yeah.
brain Pokedex.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my brain Pokedex either updates to the newest or is stuck in its old ways. Deciphering which is in this specific game that I only played, this only gen I only played once. It's really tough to remember which ones are which.
And I've actually never played a 3rd gen game. I played a bit of Ruby. I think I mentioned this before. I did not like Ruby and Sapphire.
Yeah, you're
I still have like Omega, whichever one, but
No, the remake.
yeah, I haven't played it yet. Like I got it, I'm like, oh yeah, I never played this generation. I got it, and I'm like, yeah, I'll play it. Yeah, fuck it.
the post chapter it ends the.
I know, the new
Ruby
one,
Alpha
yeah, you told me the
Sapphire.
post-chapter's
Like,
really cool.
It's actually really cool. It's like maybe not worth playing through the whole game for if you really don't like it, but like it's worth looking up at the very least. The Deoxys chapter.
The thing is, I've heard a lot of people call that their like favorite generation.
Yeah, like I think it's because there are a lot of younger people who
And
made
who
this
this
may have
was
been
their
their
first game.
thing.
Yeah, exactly.
This may have been their first Pokemon.
Because the Game Boy Advance had came out pretty shortly after
Game Boy
Gold and
Advance
Silver.
was
Yeah.
the Game Boy Advance
Yeah.
was huge. Dude.
Yeah,
Like,
and like
it-
so, like fucking everyone had a Game Boy
Yeah.
Advance.
My,
and the first
my Game Boy
Pokemon
Advance
game.
for a long time didn't play any advanced games because I was playing Pokemon Gold or Crystal or something on it.
Yeah.
And then finally when Ruby Sapphire came out, it was like oh, this is what Pokemon can look like. Look, the sprites, they're like the cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Game Boy Advance might actually be my favorite portable console of all time.
Original DS is
I might give it.
for me.
Yeah, I think original DS is my most favorite.
Oh, there you are, you
Fucking
little
hell!
bastard!
You little shit!
Could use you in the future, but you have to die.
Sorry.
He's got
Sorry.
static. He might paralyze us on contact.
Well, good thing he's dead.
Still.
No! Pikachu's revenge!
The gift that keeps on giving.
Oh, this the stat attack.
Well, we gotta go to the center now.
Oh boy. Nuzlocke sure are fun, guys.
Aren't they?
What's the percentage of that happening?
I think 10%.
Fucking.
It might be more than that. It's probably more. Someone's gonna quote me on that.
You're-
Go,
you're
this idiot, it's 33%. Says he knows
Yeah,
Pokemon.
that's one thing that I wasn't very appreciative of. All the comments saying this isn't gonna last long, and man, man, all these other channels are doing it, but now that these guys are doing it and they don't know shit, I'm happy. I'm like, what? You're acting like we've never played Pokemon
I've played
before.
Pokemon since it started.
I've probably played Pokemon since before you were born.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a possibility for some of you, actually.
Yeah, like I got Red the day it came out because it came out the day after my birthday.
Red was my first too.
Yeah.
And did you get the thing in the mail like early on in, I think it was because Pokemon Red came out in '98 in America, right?
Yes.
Yes, I want to say September.
And I got something in the
September '98.
Yeah, I got something in the mail like earlier that year that was just a Pokemon, like it was a VHS. Specifically,
yeah.
like advertising all of the Pokemon stuff that was coming to America.
I was really mad because
Yes.
my friend got that VHS, and at this point, not only was I like super into like getting Pokemon and stuff, but I also loved those little like couple inch tall like figures or whatever that would like usually come in like 2 in a pack.
Yeah, yeah.
And they come with like a little clear
Oh,
plastic
yeah,
Pokeball
yeah,
thing.
those things.
So. Like when in the Pokemon VHS thing that went out, they showed a bunch of the Japanese toys that never came out here,
They're so much
and like
cooler.
they like show the table and it's like got a bunch of the figures and they're mostly the same as ours, but they've got like Kabutops and like Scyther and like these really cool ones that didn't come out here, and I was furious because I was like, I want that Kabutops. Why can't I get Kabutops?
I just remember like very strongly like looking at it because it was the first thing that showed you the Pikachu like virtual pet thing, the thing that actually had the pedometer in it.
Oh, yeah,
Pikachu.
just shake.
Yeah, Pokemon Pikachu.
Pikachu.
Yep, that
was
thing.
a ripoff of Digimon.
Yeah.
Let
Oh
me
yeah.
remind you.
Whatever.
It was a Tamagotchi.
Not in America, it wasn't.
It was a Tamagotchi.
Yeah,
Not
it was a
Digimon.
Tamagotchi ripoff.
Tamagotchis didn't require the pedometer mechanic. That was Digimon.
It did not. Wait, no, but
It was a Neopet. Thank you.
Hold on, Tamagotchis had the pedometer. Yeah, they did.
Late gen might have, not the
No,
first
no, no. The
ones.
first ones did.
Are you sure?
I swear to
fairly
God, because I
positive
remember
they did.
that was one way that you could play with your Tamagotchi.
Oh, shit, I think you're right. That's awful. That's the worst punishment.
Being incorrect.
No, I swear, like, I
Truly
remember
man's
having
greatest
one of those,
crime.
like, they kept, for every Digimon series, they kept coming out with, like, the Digivice for those. So eventually I was like, fuck walking. So we had, like, one of those little full body massager things. I just duct taped that bitch to the Digivice and it thought I was running a marathon. Fucking
You
awesome.
murdered you murdered Agumon.
Yeah. Yeah, for me it was, I would get the little Pokewalker thing, have it in my pocket, and just be bouncing my knee in class, and that counted as a
Oh,
Yep, same.
that's smart.
So just the whole day, I was walking around with my Pokemon in class.
Do they still, because that Pokewalker that came out with the remake of Gold and Silver.
Yes.
Does that still
God, I
work?
love that thing.
Does that still work for new
No.
shit? No? Okay.
It only worked
Yeah.
with gold and silver.
Okay.
But which is sad because I really love that peripheral. It was actually the reason, like, I think gold, like Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Yes.
I think those were I think that's my favorite iteration of the games, actually.
They're really
I
cool.
fucking agree. Silver is my probably actually I still think White's my favorite. The black and whites I still think are probably my favorite.
They're the best story-wise, I think.
And solely for the balls of like walling off the other Pokemon.
Yeah, doing all new Pokemon.
Yeah, being like, no, here's a new 150. This is what you have to deal with, and like that whole new world we live in.
and I did appreciate that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. Because doesn't this open up later to where you can catch newer shit?
Yes.
Okay.
You go to the Sevi Islands and stuff post Gen 1 comes out.
Okay. Yeah, because I knew there was like some other way to get shit in here.
Right.
That and probably after you beat the Elite Four, it'll be like, oh no, all these new Pokemon have shown up.
Yeah,
Weird.
after we beat the Elite Four.
Yeah. Because that's something we're gonna do. We have the power. I believe
We
in
have
us.
the ability. But do we have the skill? We will find out. This time!
I was like, holy crap, has it been that long already? This
No.
episode's flying by.
No, but it's basically like, I still think that everyone, like, underestimating us, thinking like, oh man, these guys are gonna die in like 10 episodes. Where's the confidence, man? Have you not seen our drunken bumblings through Bloodborne?
Yeah, we've only
pulled
died
that-
probably
You know, like the death is part of the game.
just short of 1,000 times.
That's-
Yeah, but
probably.
here's the thing,
That's part
when
of the
you
game.
die in that, it's not permanent.
Yeah, that's true. God, can you imagine
Yeah, if it's just start from the very
Permadeath?
beginning.
Oh, that
a
would
permadeath?
suck.
Yeah, roguelike Bloodborne.
Oh yeah,
Permadeath.
that's one game I was telling you about. This
Necropolis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Necropolis is this like.
I
little
looked
game
at it,
going
its
out.
visual style looks rad as hell.
It is. It does look really cool. It's coming out like in summer. It's basically like Dark Souls,
It's
but
like,
it's like a
kind of
roguelike.
cartoony, cell shady look.
Yeah, looks neat.
But like, still, you're tapping it too fast. Hold a direction.
What?
You found
Are
it.
those counting as steps?
Yes.
Letting random encounters happen?
Yeah, because that's been. I remember that being in Gen 2, I believe. That you could just like stay in one place and move like a little, and it would work.
It was just confusing me because the screen wasn't moving with you, and like I know you can instant change directions, but I didn't know if random encounters.
I guess it's kind of just like, I'm looking for a Pokemon. I'm looking for. There you are, you bitch!
Where you at?
I'm still waiting for them to do a Pokemon game where it's like you can actually see which Pokemon you're about to encounter. Although I guess the random encounter part
That's kind of
it's
part
kind
of
of part of the
Yeah.
charm, I guess.
Because every area has like you'll have a 30% chance to catch like a Caterpie, a 50% chance to get a Jigglypuff, and an 8% chance to get Abra. You know, something like
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
So that makes you like when it actually happens, you're like, oh shit. So I get why it's like that.
Like everybody else, I've always just kind of wanted that Pokemon MMO.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that doesn't exist yet still bothers
It's
me.
just showing, you know,
It's
how
because Nintendo doesn't know how to do online.
Yeah, they don't. For one, they
they're
don't know how
still
to do
convinced
online.
it's a fad.
Yeah, yeah, for real.
This online thing, like anyone will be doing that in 5 years.
I feel like they're slowly jumping onto it. At least with Mario Maker and Splatoon, they definitely have an idea that.
Yeah,
online
but
is
they're
working.
but those systems are still awful for
They
trying
are.
to find like stuff that you want.
But there's a update coming to Super Mario Maker that actually is like what should have fucking been. Like you can search,
should
you
have
can
shipped
rank,
with.
you can like tag your maps now. So all those stupid
That's good.
auto run levels you don't have to play.
Yeah, because all the highest rated levels are either like the uber difficult ones or the auto runs.
Yeah.
Yeah, get out. I don't want that.
I mean, they're cool to look at, but if I wanted to do that, I'd just go to fucking YouTube.
Yeah, I'm cool with the super difficult ones just because those are like kind of fun to at least test your metal against.
Yeah.
But like, it's really frustrating when it's like, what are like the top 100 things? It's just like, oh, it's a song.
They're all auto runs.
Right.
They're
Yeah,
all don't
let's-
move, or
Let's
you just
listen
go.
to the Zelda theme played by Goombas,
Yeah. Like throw a Koopa shell and it'll play some
which
song.
is like neat and like a neat concept, but is like
Yeah, we
I wanna-
we all played Mario Paint as a kid, okay?
but I want to play Mario.
No, and it's strangely enough, I feel like the game that had the best like levels and design for them was freaking Little Big Planet. Like
Little Big
especially,
Planet was
especially-
awesome.
Especially 2 and 3, you could turn them into shooters, into racers, like whole bunch of cool stuff. There was someone that made a Gundam map where you got like inside of a giant moving automaton and you pull different levers to like swing one arm or shoot out of the other. It was
I
really
had
cool.
such high hopes for the level like editor stuff in Disney Infinity, and
Oh,
No, awful.
yeah.
God awful.
If that was any better, I would probably get more invested in it. But
Disney and I have the Star Wars figures for it, obviously.
because they look
But
cool.
They do. They look
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
But the problem I have with Disney Infinity is every character is relegated to their own playset, and that
Yeah.
bothers me a lot.
Didn't Star
It's a
Wars fix that
toy.
a bit though?
No,
Star
it
Star
didn't
Wars
fix it at all.
Star Wars, you can at least have like you're playing the prequel stuff with like Luke.
Yes,
That's
but
what I meant.
but you have to collect the character
Oh,
coin,
yeah,
which
yeah.
is usually after you've already beaten all the shit in that level. So it's pointless.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's
rough.
awful.
Yeah, like that's
Disney Infinity is actually kind of garbage.
that's what I love about Lego Dimensions and Skylanders. There's no bullshit thing. The fact that I was playing the Simpsons level with Doc Brown
And Gandalf. Fuck
in the DeLorean, because why not? It's just like,
Because you can.
yeah, because you can. That's the point. And
It's a toy. Let me have fun with it.
Yeah.
Let me run around Monsters University with Darth Vader, okay?
The first thing I did with
really
my
scare
action,
people.
Exactly.
the first thing I did with my action figures was make giant crossover episodes. My thing where Mega Man like fought Vegeta was like
There you go.
was like a saga I played out in my mind for months. Like it was like
I-
a dramatic battle.
I fucking did that too, because I had that giant fucking like 18 by 18 wrestling ring. And like I would just throw fucking figures in that.
The Monday Night Raw one?
Yes, yeah, the Raw
I
one.
made an actual stadium. Like I took a cardboard box, made crash mats, set up like an announce table because I had that play set.
Yeah.
Put the Titantron at the end. I had the whole thing.
I know they
going.
had like you could buy like a pre-bought one that had like some pre-rendered shit for the Titantron, but it was like
Yeah.
$200. I'm like, oh, I kind of really want that.
The only things I never mixed together, weirdly enough, was like I do action figures with like all universe action figures, but I would not let Legos interact with action figures. Those were like that was a different canon.
Yeah, exactly.
They could not touch.
They're too small. They can't deal with that.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
doesn't
But
work.
Legos interacting with the other Lego sets, perfect.
Oh, yeah,
Have my
absolutely fine.
pirates interact with the Millennium Falcon,
Definitely.
done.
Great. Hey, we got Hyperfang.
Woo! Woo! Got it.
Part 1 of this quest of grindiness.
All right, now
Okay,
we switch
so-
over to
Yeah, so
which
we-
one?
I'll go back
Butterfree?
and-
Yeah.
Yeah, we need
Caterpie.
Butterfree. Yeah.
Caterpie. His name has not changed
He's
yet.
changing him. That's his name now. He is being called Butterfree.
What?
Respect it.
No.
Yeah.
Look at the name. Send him out. Send him out and show me that it says.
I don't care. You know what? He's gonna
It's a
legally change
nickname,
it.
Grant. It's a nickname.
Yeah, nickname your Pokemon, not birth certificate name.
Fuck it, this thing on the side, now named Butterfree.
Like, so in my first playthrough of any Pokemon game, I don't nickname them just to get me more familiar with like the actual names. Of
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
but,
I very rarely actually name my Pokemon.
like on
I do that on like extra runs. I'll do that.
either later playthroughs or like if I'm getting into competitive stuff, I will like.
Oh,
name them.
absolutely.
Like or even like late game, I will go to the name writer and rename them. But like it's just because I never like thought about it until like someone brought up, it was like, you don't nickname your Pokemon. I'm like, no, Charmander sounds cool. I want him
Yeah.
to be called Charmander.
He's
That's
Charmander.
a cool name.
Yeah, Ash doesn't nickname his Pokemon.
He's like, yeah, but that's like having a poodle and just naming it Poodle. It's just like, I'm like, I guess that's a good point. Like, it's just,
On the contrary, a poodle doesn't say poodle. That's a name we gave it.
yeah, and that was the other thing.
Yeah, we don't call
Did-
old dogs Bark.
Did Pokemon learn to say their names, or did we name them based off of what they said?
I feel like that's like might be answered in the manga or something, but I like to leave that to my imagination.
I always like to believe that Pokemon don't actually speak, they actually make the noises that you're
The
hearing.
little.
And that was just something that they did in the cartoon for no reason. It's like, come on, brand recognition, folks! Pikachu!
Yeah, well, like the only thing that suggests against that is when you encounter Mewtwo in Red and Blue and like talk to him, he says Mew. So,
Yeah.
Like it's like
Oh, so in
that's
this
him
game he
saying-
can't
Does?
talk.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot that.
Like the text box pops up and it just says Mew question like Mew, like it's like looking at you and like saying a word of just Mew. Like that's just all it can say. But everything else you encounter is like because it's a legendary bird.
Oh my god, it's the legendary!
And I think Pikachu is noted for saying Pika, like if you
Yeah,
like,
in
there's,
the
like-
later generation games, he will actually pop out
Yeah.
and say Pikachu.
Yeah, I did notice that at least in X and Y. I don't know if it was in Black and White that he was one of the few that came out.
I think
and said
Black and
Pikachu.
White is like the first one that did it.
It might have been
Maybe.
Black and White.
Because I remember it was on the DS was when they switched it over to him actually saying Pikachu.
He doesn't have his cool sound that he makes in this, but I think Jigglypuff in the Pokemon Center above us says Puri because it's
Yeah, 'cause
green
Puri,
in Japanese.
yeah. Which is just the word for pudding.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
Yeah.
That. That's pretty great.
Its name is Pudding?
Its name is pudding.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
Puddin'.
Oh, Puddin'. Yeah, that's what I was
If
thinking.
we catch a Jigglypuff, its name is Puddin'.
Okay.
I'm fine with this.
Well then, who would be Mr. J?
Mr. Mime.
Mr. Mime.
Oh, jeez.
Mr. J.
Now I'm trying to think, like, challenging myself now. Like, is there a Pokemon that starts with J? There has to be.
Jinx.
But
yeah.
it's not exactly Mr.
Yeah.
There can't there be male Jinxes?
I don't think Jinx can be male.
Ah, damn.
Wait,
Okay.
so like, do Mr. Mimes have sex with Jinxes and
There can be
reproduce, or-
there can be female Mr. Mimes though.
Yeah.
That's weird. Mrs. Mime is
Which
her
is
name.
funny because Mrs. Mime, even though it's still called Mr. Mime, has like lipstick and stuff on if it's a female.
That's funny.
That's the visual identifier.
I liked when they added those like identifiers
Yeah.
between.
What if
the
that
genders.
Mr. Mime is just trans but pre-op?
True.
I mean, it just identifies as female.
Yeah. Who are you to step on?
Here's
what
the
Mrs.
thing:
Mime thinks?
Pokemon can't be gender fluid. Boom, put it out there.
Oh, the triggering.
Pokemon just, you know what? Their emotions and like they are set up to just be their thing.
So, no, but we determined in a previous episode that they are conscious of what they're doing.
Nah,
and they have hopes and dreams
And feelings.
and a crippling fear
I take
of
it all
death.
back. They don't.
Take it back. No, they're done. They're just meat machines. Like dogs.
They're creatures all.
Just hapless slaves.
They're like
We all
Modok,
live-
who is designed only for killing. They are designed only for battle.
You know, they say we all live in a Pokemon world, but we all know it's really a man's
world.
world.
Yeah, it's humans' world, and Pokemon just live in it.
Sometimes in balls.
Yeah, sometimes they don't even get to live physically in our world. They just.
I captured God and put him in my computer. Literal Deus Ex Machina.
For real, like you can capture an Arceus, convert him to a bunch of ones and zeros, and now God's in a computer. He is the ghost of the machine.
Really disappointing when Magikarp used Flail and killed God. All of a sudden, all of my core beliefs were shaken.
I feel like we need a Magikarp at some point.
We can buy them for 500 Pokédollars in the one place, and that's allowed. I looked
Didn't
it up.
Isn't that what
allowed?
James fell for?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, same thing right by the.
And what's
SSN.
great is that was a running gag in the show, and it was actually like I thought really well done. Where every new like generation they went, like James would run into that exact same Magikarp salesman, and he would trick him into buying Magikarp again.
That's hysterical.
That's really good.
And it would just always be like, no! Why did this happen to me again?
The last time I had a Gyarados, it almost killed me! I love the theory that James is actually the hero of Pokemon, that he is the best Pokemon trainer.
How? I've not heard this theory, and now I am.
Basically, it all kind of spans around the episode with his Growlithe. Where,
Okay.
like, it shows him being, like, a really caring trainer.
Yeah.
And the fact that no matter what happens, his victory bell always eats him, but he's always nice to it. He doesn't fucking hate it.
That's true.
He's always a good guy to his Pokemon, whereas
Yeah.
Ash always pushes them to their fucking limit. And never wins against an Elite Four, except in a filler season.
Sucks.
Ash is the worst.
Ash is supposed to be the child who is just getting into Pokemon now. Like
That's great. He's been into it for 12 years.
Yeah.
He can fucking step his
Oh,
game up.
significantly more, but still.
No, it'd be what?
It's like 18.
Yeah, 18
Like he's
years.
been doing this like since '98. Like,
What the fuck, kid? Come on. Step it up.
look, man.
Step up your game. Red is way ahead of you.
Oh, dude, yeah. I would.
Red is sitting on a mountain somewhere waiting for silver to come, gold to come challenge him.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, Silver is the rival kid who is Giovanni's son.
Yeah.
Silver was like one of the coolest Nemesis
Yeah,
characters.
he was great.
Like it wasn't until N that I felt like another good Nemesis.
I really liked. So I know you were not a fan of Gen 3, but in Gen 3, I thought it was really interesting where you, weirdly enough, take on the role of the rival instead of the main character in a way. Because in every other game, the main character will go somewhere and the rival is always like one step ahead of you. He always pops out from in front of the screen. He's the guy who beats the Elite Four first, like all that stuff. In Gen 3, the other player, like the other character, is always coming from behind and catching up to you. It's like, hey, what's up? How's it going? You want to like fight? Let's battle. Like, I'm really into this. Let's go. And then you win. You beat the Elite Four first. They come up after you and they're like, you're too good. Like, you're the champion. Like, you're great. Like, they're like the lesser rival. Like, the one who's always like trailing behind you and like eventually like they don't exactly like give up on training, but they give up on becoming the champion basically. And they're like, you got this, bro. Like, you're
You're better
ahead.
than I am, I
Like-
guess.
Like, you're always one step ahead. You're beating me at every turn. Like, You got it. Like,
Is that kind of like what's his name? Joey in Black and White? Isn't he always like bumbling behind you, the blonde-haired kid?
oh.
Isn't he the one that like basically steals his
Barry
Pokemon?
is his name.
Barry's his name.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the one who eventually, I think, is a shithead.
Yeah, he's,
Kinda,
like,
yeah.
he stole his starter, if I'm correct.
Probably. That sounds about right.
Yeah, I haven't.
It's been
I
a
haven't
while
played
since
in
I
a
played
while,
Black
but
and
yeah.
White, yeah. But like,
Oh, that might be Black and White 2, where the rival steals the
or wait,
starter.
no, he's Diamond and Pearl.
Diamond and Pearl.
Oh, is he
Yeah,
Diamond and
yeah.
Pearl?
I don't know. These like
Yeah.
they kind of start to mix together.
Yeah, no kidding.
Just a
as
just a scotch.
as someone who dives multiple hundreds of hours into every game, and all of this knowledge is colliding in my brain. Yes, Barry is Diamond and Pearl. I remember because he was around for the best, one of the best seasons of the anime, where Paul was the rival, and he like was not a character in the games at all, but he was Ash's rival in the show, and he was really friggin' cool because he was like the making fun of like competitive players because he caught multiples of the same Pokemon and scanned them to see who had better stats and then released the bad ones. And like it was like an indictment on that, but in the end it was like, nah, like Ash wants to make friends with this and Paul just wants to get like the elite of the elite, and I guess both of that's okay. Like it was kind of a weird half-hearted like
He's got the right thing going for him. I mean, at least he might beat the Elite Four at some point. He's got some synergy working.
He's really cool, but then he still loses to Ash in the end. But still, you know, he's all right. He's not a villain. He's just mean.
I always thought it would be funny just to see like a team of Ash's Pokemon go up against like, you know, some of these Pokemon World Tournament people. It's like,
Yeah,
nah, man, you don't even EV train. Fuck you, Ash.
Just get out of here.
Yeah, I want to see what's his name. It's not Brock, the big dude in the Elite Four. Bruno, yeah. I see him like just completely telling his Pokemon to sit under a waterfall, kill 100 Pidgeys.
His entire thing is just he's the fighting type guy, right?
Yeah.
Like fighting and rock, I think. Ash does run into him in an episode of the anime.
Oh, he does?
And yeah, and I remember because Ash is looking for him because this is like the episodes right before going to the Pokemon League. And he's like, I want to get the secret of training from Bruno. Like, what's the secret of being great?
Oh,
and then,
yeah!
And it's a really shitty, like, I'll tell you the secret, Ash, but under one condition. He's like, that I don't tell anyone? He's like, no, that you tell everyone you meet. The secret is to befriend your Pokemon. Wah! Disappears back into
Also
the
to go boxing. Box your Hitmonchan. Come on.
Yeah, 1v1
Oh
me,
man, we're gonna have to make that hard decision if we make it there. Hitmonlee or Hitmonchan?
Hitmonchan.
Really? I always loved Hitmonlee.
I'm divided on this. I'm not casting a vote yet.
Ooh, wait.
Oh my
I
god!
want to hear your logic, Kieran.
Okay, why Hitmonchan?
Yeah.
Okay, Hitmonchan. Alright, he's based on Jackie Chan,
Yeah.
who is funnier than Bruce Lee.
I was gonna say, if you just say better than
No,
Bruce Lee, I
he's
think we're gonna
funnier
have a
than
problem.
he's funnier than Bruce
Because
Lee.
I can't choose between those two.
Also, Hitmonchan's beginning sprite looks like a Togekiss watching a Doduo take a shit.
Okay. Solid.
What's your point for Hitmonlee? Why is he
Yeah,
better?
rebuttal, sir.
Alright, you have the floor. The
Well,
defense
first of all,
practice.
Bruce Lee is.
Oh shit. Okay.
You're confused me, sir.
Sorry.
First of all, Bruce Lee is probably the greatest martial arts movie like star of all time.
I think martial artist is a safe.
I can't say best martial artist of all time because
Goku?
I also personally believe that MMA, which is kind of something that Bruce Lee kind of started,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
is
he
the
did.
proper martial art.
Okay.
So
I
I
agree.
can't say he's the best martial artist of all time.
I have a feeling there will be a couple comments about that, but anyway, go on.
Oh, he's definitely one of the best wushu masters of all time. Potentially.
It's just anytime anyone like has any sort of concrete opinion on something, there's someone out there going, "What?" Like, and they have to say something. And
trust me, as much I studied Shaolin Long Fist Kung Fu. Okay,
Ooh, all right.
I
Oh,
understand it's a cool martial art, but MMA is just way more diverse, and you're much more likely to win a fight with it.
okay.
Yeah. I know. I studied just basic Shotokan, and it's a lot of patterns, like a lot of
Yeah.
moving, and like here's what you do if you have like 4 people at like your cardinal directions. Here's how you take them down. But, like,
Okay. You're fighting a guy. You're fighting 4 people at once, okay? Now you gotta stand here like this and punch them in the testicles. Nah, most of my training in Shaolin Long Fist mostly involved just making sure you were very solid in your stance. And making sure that your form was like they didn't really teach combat techniques. It was well, it's not a combat martial art. It can be, but it's
mostly
most
defense,
martial
right?
arts. Yeah. Most martial arts aren't necessarily made for combat. At least the way they teach them these days. Yeah, they're too weak. I will hunt their sign.
I want to say that the impetus for martial arts was to beat the hell out of people who were on your land and you didn't have a weapon.
It's almost always a self-defense and or in the case of my master, a sense of, just kind of self-meditation.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Because it was very relaxing when you actually got into it after you got used to the stances, standing in horse stance for like, God, I can't remember, like half hour to an hour at a time.
Oh no, when I was in Japan, we stayed at a Shinto Buddhist temple, and during 6 in the morning, like the giant bell goes off, and so we could go down and we could partake in the whole meditation ceremony that they had, and they had thankfully a little English translator with us for what he was saying, and there was just all like this ambience, like those the Tibetan bowls and stuff, and it was so interesting, and they're like, okay, just sit cross-legged and turn your brain off. And we're gonna do this for an hour. And I was like, okay. So I did it, and it was insane. Like, it felt like I was dreaming, but I could still
I've heard meditation
feel
is like super good for like mental health.
Meditation is very good for mental health. I like all the time during the summer, whenever there's it's the middle of a work week or something like that, or especially early summer when kids are still in school. I love going to the pool at my apartment and just kind of laying in the middle and focusing on one thing specifically, because that's basically what meditation is.
Exactly.
It's just
Either clearing your mind or hyper focusing on one thing.
Yeah.
For a long period of time.
And honestly, when I did it, and also had to do with being in Japan, which was my fucking life dream. But when I was sitting there, I was really appreciating everything around me, just the senses, the smells, the taste in the air, all that kind of stuff just became super amplified, and it helps me kind of mentally.
You begin realizing, wow, I'm on the other side of the world, around a bunch of people that probably don't speak my language that good.
Yeah, and it was so crazy, and then it just made me really appreciative.
Yeah, I love traveling.
Yeah,
like I said it earlier today, but one of my goal in life is to travel as much as possible. I don't even really at the moment I don't really care about having kids or anything like that. I just want to travel with my wife.
No, I'm the same way. At one point I do want to maybe in my late 30s
get a family going, but
at some point. But I want to backpack across Europe.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I really want to. I think that'd be super fun. Have some cash in the pocket, not gonna be completely nothing, but I'd like to just
for something like that, you typically want to save up a few grand.
Yeah. But just
stay in a few hostels, just take public transit.
Yeah, and I think just Europe is so close enough to everything.
Plus, that's all old world stuff there.
I know.
You've got so much history.
And I eat that shit up. It's so fucking cool.
Yeah, we had a European foreign exchange student. She was from Italy, and just we would take her to some, it was back in Ohio, an Ohio historical thing. This building is over 200 years old, and she's like, my house is 400. Big deal.
So
I shit in 400-year-old toilets.
Oh, come on, smack yourself, Metapod. Huh?
So confused.
Come on!
To the point of hurting itself.
Hurry, curry!
Oh, we were so close. That would have been so good. No, I want to ding.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I've been letting this episode go longer just because it's we're grinding, so I get it.
Yeah. I think that's gonna be the thing is if we're gonna be super long grindy stuff, we'll probably shoot for
longer
around half an hour. Just to where we're at, because now we're gonna have Caterpie. Butterfree gonna be at 13 along with Mr. Hyperfang.
Still Caterpie to me.
Scat Attack. Oh, poison powder.
That'll be useful, especially with the sand attack.
I was gonna say if we can use that in conjunction with sand
attack. Oh, fuck him up. Well, we'll start working towards our
Charmeleon.
our Charmeleon.
Striker. Strike Million. Next time on TFS Plays Pokemon Leaf Green Nuzlocke.
Hey guys, thanks so much for checking out our Pokemon Leaf Green Nuzlocke as we started grinding through to get Hypercut for our buddy Scat Attack. And we're going to keep grinding a bit more throughout the week, so if you guys want to see something particular, we are going to have the Brock battle. I assure you that we are going to fight him. But if you're going to be looking for something filled with more events, they'll be around probably like 15-20 minutes, and then the ones that are full of grinding will be about half an hour or more. So if you want to skip those, you can. For those that want to watch, go ahead and watch them here. Also, we'll be doing some more Far Cry as streams in the future instead of doing full playthroughs of them, because we just were kind of getting burnt out, and we felt like doing just a stream of them and dicking around would be more fun. So you can check that out over here on the left if you want to see the first one we did to get an idea of what we're going to be doing. And on the right we have a Renegade for Life Yandere Simulator with Vegeta trying to get Senpai to notice him. Check it out if you haven't, guys. Again, this has been Kieran. Love y'all. Take care.